This is the second part of the reading of The Spring River Flows East. Around 1997, various ideas and streams of thought existed at Huawei, and loots from various locations were showing their strengths. However, nobody was clear about the direction in which Huawei should be heading. I invited professors from Renmin University to discuss Huawei's charter to incorporate a variety of perspectives. Through many rounds of discussions, the spring and autumn period and the warring states period at Huawei finally came to an end. These professors were very effective in getting everyone on the same page. That was the beginning of Huawei's corporate culture. When you say how great this corporate culture is, please do not think that I created it. It is the combined wisdom of all Huawei staff. As this culture started to take shape, I changed, at the very most, from being a hands-off boss to something like a corporate culture mentor. People in the industry often say that Ren Zhengfei is as mysterious as he is great. This is actually not true. I understand myself better. I keep a low profile not because I attempt to build myself up, but because I'm scared. Those who are truly wise are our 130,000 employees and our tolerant customers who shape our direction. I just found a way to use benefit sharing to pool their wisdom. After we reached a reasonable consensus, we had to develop a management system that would support it. I myself, a hands-off boss, have no place to hide. Around the turn of this century, the several years leading up to 2003, I became fatigued, collapsed, suffered from many diseases, and had cancer surgery twice. Still, I am optimistic. You can't imagine how many documents we needed to release during that time to guide and regulate the operations of our company. We employed tens of thousands of people and were onboarding many new hires every day. It's hard to imagine the extent of the chaos that we faced at that time. I came to understand why some senior executives chose to take their own lives. They just could not take this stress any longer. When problems pile up on your desk, you still have to make decisions. Otherwise, operations will grind to a halt. You may learn that it is no easy task to be a CEO if everything depends on you. I work over 10 hours a day, but I still could not solve all of the issues. My clothes were wrinkled, and the internal and external conflicts just seemed to stack up. I do not have any managerial experience. While at school and in the army, I was never appointed to a position with administrative power. Therefore, I didn't have the capacity to produce effective documents. We did things as if we were making a cruller, twisting the dog from left to right. During this process, many excellent employees left because they couldn't take the twisting or the heat of the roasting pan. For a period of time, we cautiously crossed the river by feeling for the stones on the river bed and nearly drowned in the process. In 2002, Huawei was on the verge of collapse. As the IT bubble burst, Huawei faced both internal and external challenges. I felt helpless when it came to controlling the company. For nearly 6 months, I often had nightmares and wept. You might find this hard to believe, but if it had not been for our key employees who lit up their hearts and illuminated the road ahead, Huawei would have disappeared years ago. During these trying times, Chairwoman Sun Yafan contributed significantly to enhancing solidarity and boosting confidence. When designing the organizational structure for Huawei around 2004, a US consulting firm was taken aback when they realized we didn't have a corporate nerve center. In addition, our top managerial appointments were nothing more than titles because those executives didn't operate as a team. The consulting firm then suggested that we establish an executive management team. As I didn't want to be the chairman of the EMT, we introduced a rotating chairman system in which 8 executives took turns leading the team for 6 months. After 2 rounds of this rotation, the system evolved into today's rotating CEO system. We didn't purposely plan this system, but it unexpectedly helped balance out various contradictions inside Huawei and made concerted growth of the company possible. The advantage of the rotating system is that each rotating and acting CEO shoulders the responsibility of the company's COO for a specific period of time. As rotating and acting CEOs, they must handle routine issues and draft documents for high-level meetings. This practice has greatly improved their capabilities. In addition, the rotating and acting CEOs have to cut their butts smaller, otherwise their decisions may not be endorsed by others. Through this practice, they balance the interests of their own departments with the overall interests of the company. Over the years, hilltops inside the company have been leveled unconsciously. After 8 years of rotation, the majority of these executives were elected to the board of directors. Now we start our rotating CEO system under the leadership of the BOD. Whoever holds the position of the rotating and acting CEO is the highest ranking officer of the company. The rotating and acting CEOs mainly focus on corporate strategies and system building. They delegate daily operations and decision-making authority to each business group and each region to push forward reasonable expansion. Such system is better than a system in which the company's success or failure relies on one particular person. The rotating and acting CEOs will do their best to lead the company forward. If a rotating and acting CEO diverges from the proper course, the next rotating and acting CEO will make adjustments so that our big ship can regain its bearings early. This practice will keep problems from piling up and becoming so cumbersome that they cannot be untangled. I don't know how well we can do in the future. We need the support of all our staff as well as understanding and support from our customers and partners. I believe my ignorance has given birth to collective dedication and wisdom. All our hard work over the past 2 decades was worth it if we contributed even slightly to the growth of our company, our country, and the world as a whole. I don't have a lot of knowledge, and I am not very wise. However, I am inclusive enough so that many excellent people have chosen to work with me. By staying with them, I have also become excellent. Their excellence pushed me forward. There was no way to retreat. I had to be dragged forward. Without noticing it, I found myself already standing on top of Mount Ma. During this process, I felt the power of solidarity and collaboration. Challenged by the best of the best, I was the person that made the biggest progress and evolved from an ignorant person into a decent old man. Being a sponge-like in my approach has helped me absorb their ideas, incorporate a variety of strong points, and boldly share what I have learned. During the ebb and flow of the times, the best of the best will be empowered by the solidarity and collaboration of Huawei staff to reach even higher peaks, such as the Himalayas. Hercules' mother is the earth. As long as he touches the earth, he remains extremely powerful. Huawei's earth is our people and our system. I believe that the power of the system will unite our people and elevate our company to the highest peak in the world. The rotating and acting CEOs will no longer focus only on organization building and operations inside Huawei. They will be open to the outside world and learn how to adapt to external environments, to leverage the advantages and avoid the disadvantages. When we crane our necks forward, we see a rapidly changing world, full of storms and abysses, as well as the warm spring and sunshine. We cannot accurately forecast the future, but we must courageously embrace it. As tides rise and fall, we must remain calm, even if our company shrinks significantly. We must continue to decisively drive our organizational transformations towards long-term value contributions. We need to transform our organization, but what we need even more is to be open-minded. We must ensure that our success does not allow us to slack off. And we must eliminate the impact that an inertia in thinking might have in our team. We must ensure that our success does not allow us to slack off, and we must eliminate the impact that an inertia in thinking might have on our team. We must not rest on our laurels. There is hope for us only if we constantly motivate our team. Tragedies in history are often repeated. People have never learned the lesson about greed that the ensuing disasters try to teach them. An economic bubble caused by excessive leverage will ultimately burst. Any reckless speculations will have to be paid for. The economy is becoming increasingly uncontrollable. If the financial crisis continues to expand or severely widens, and if the currency sharply depreciates and society becomes turbulent, can we remain unaffected? Do we have the capacity to save ourselves? Will our employees sell their gold jewelry to sustain our company just as South Koreans have done for their country? History never ends. But does prosperity last forever? We need to have confidence in our future, but we shouldn't be blindly confident. Disasters in history are lessons from which we can learn. Not knowing the future is a problem that cannot be resolved. However, we can find our proper bearings through the inductive reasoning and maintain a reasonable organizational structure and an enterprising spirit. By doing this, we can guard against adversity in the future. No matter what, we will all pass away one day. This is an undeniable law dictated by history. Our responsibility is to extend our lifespan. Tides rise and fall in the sweep of history, and the Spring River flows east into the Pacific Ocean, into the Indian Ocean, and will never return. This is the second part of The Spring River Flows East, an article about the importance of collective work in the foundation of Huawei. It was written in December 2011 by Mr. Ren Zhengfei, CEO and founder of Huawei.